The Cypher is one of the most unsuspecting weapons of Black Ops 6 Zombies. With excellent movement and moderate damage, will the Cypher carry you to high rounds, or will the crash dump crash and burn? This is the third episode of my Black Ops 6 Zombies weapon guides. The Cypher is a fully automatic assault rifle unlocked by reaching page 8 of the Season 2 Battle Pass. Pack-a-punching the Cypher turns it into the crash dump. At its maximum critical damage, the Cypher is going to deal 5,137 damage. With a rate of fire of 561, this turns our DPS into a mere 48,031 damage per second. Pairing the right elemental damage with special and elite enemies, you can deal 8,990 damage, which translates into 84,057 damage per second. When it comes to bosses, you'll be dealing 1,496 damage, which results in 13,988 damage per second. Unfortunately, this damage per second is quite low compared to other weapons we've reviewed. Luckily, there are many other aspects of the Cypher that stand out, having a respectable 624 damage against armor. While the damage per second of armor might not be that great, the increased damage to armor will be noticeable, especially in the lower to middle rounds. The ability to break armor and reveal critical shots is huge for your damage per second, and with the Cypher's conservative rate of fire, ammo will seldom be an issue. Starting with 30 rounds in a magazine and 360 in reserve, once you pack-a-punch it, you will get 60 rounds in your magazine and 600 rounds in reserve. Reloading the Cypher is also a speedy process, starting off with 2.63 seconds. Pairing it with the classic formula, you're getting a full reload in just over 1 second. Where the Cypher shines will be in its movement and handling, boasting one of the best hipfires in the assault rifle category at 7 degrees per second flat. Being a bullpup weapon, your ADS time comes in at 235 milliseconds, which is one of the best of the assault rifle category. Your speed while you're aiming down sights will be 3.3 miles per hour. Sprint to fire is an incredibly respectable 165 milliseconds, and your sprint speed comes in at 6.6 miles per hour, making the Cypher one of the best assault rifles when it comes to movement. And much like other assault rifles, the range is very good, very respectable at 47 meters. When it comes to recoil, by default, the Cypher has a largely vertical recoil at 47.98 degrees per second, a horizontal recoil at 23.51 degrees per second, but overall it is very controllable. When it comes to high rounds, the numbers aren't pretty. The 48,000 damage per second results in a 9.73 shots to kill at health cap, which means that each zombie is going to take just over 1 second to kill if you're landing all critical shots. Special enemies are going to take just under 17 shots to kill and nearly 2 whole seconds to kill, again if you're landing all critical shots. Elites are going to take 166 shots and nearly 18 seconds to kill. By default, you're going to notice the Cypher dropping off in the early to mid 40s. At round 40, each zombie is going to take about a half a second to kill, which means you're only going to be able to kill about 2 zombies per second at round 40. However, with the right attachment and augment combination, you're going to be able to take the Cypher well into the high rounds. For our attachments, we will be going with the beautiful pairing of rapid fire and the CHF barrel. This will increase our base damage to zombies to 5,765, and our rate of fire will go up to 600 rounds per minute, giving us a damage per second of 57,000. This will also get us 10,000 damage to special and elite enemies, which will get us just over the 100,000 damage per second mark. At high rounds, this will shave quite a few shots off, but most importantly, it will get our time to kill just under 1 second per zombie, and just about 1.5 seconds for special enemies. Unfortunately, the CHF barrel and rapid fire will dramatically increase our recoil. Luckily, it is still mostly vertical, but as a result of this, I will be recommending using a compensator as one of your attachments instead of a suppressor. And to round out our attachment recommendations, I will recommend a steady aim laser, making the already great hipfire of the Cypher even better. Now, if we're still looking for even more damage, especially to take this to high rounds, for our ammo mod, we will choose Cryo Freeze. By default, Cryo Freeze will increase your damage to slowed enemies, and when you pair this with the augment that slows enemies even further, along with the Ice Storm augment, you can increase the Cypher's damage per second to a ridiculous degree. With our recommended attachments and the correct Cryo Freeze augments, you can deal nearly 8,000 damage per shot, and even though you will need to shoot the zombie to initiate Cryo Freeze and slow down the zombie, Cryo Freeze has such a fast cooldown that this is happening almost all the time. If we take this insane damage per second at health cap, it means that we're going to be able to kill a zombie in just over half a second. With this damage increase, the fall off of the Cypher at high rounds is going to be pushed all the way back into the low 50s, with the Cypher being able to kill 2 zombies per second at round 50. And at health cap, you will be able to kill about a zombie and a half per second. Unfortunately, if you're running Cryo Freeze, this means that you're not running other stuff like Napalm Burst burst for manglers or deadwire for amalgams, so for our field upgrade we will need to make up that damage. Choosing an offensive field upgrade like Energy Mine or Dark Flare will help compensate for your subpar damage against special and elite enemies. In terms of augments, obviously Cryo Freeze's Ice Storm is going to be a huge help in getting as many zombies as slow as possible. Pairing it with the augment that deals extra damage to slowed enemies is amazing for your damage per second. However, if you use liquid nitrogen for Cryo Freeze paired with the Ice Storm, you can chain react this Ice Storm effect to an insane degree. When it comes to Deadshot, this is one of the few weapons that I feel comfortable experimenting with. My go-to is the further increase in damage, but this might be a good case to test out the double damage effect. Likewise, I usually only use the Deadshot augment that allows you to break armor faster, but with the Cypher's above average hipfire spread, you might want to experiment with the hipfire augment of Deadshot. Utilizing this weapon's best-in-class handling and supplementing its damage per second with the right augments and attachments will be key to cracking the code of this Cypher. Speaking of Cyphers, if you're looking for a weapon that's reminiscent of classic zombies, be sure to check out my previous episode on the PPSH right here, and stay beautiful.